And we're back. And we're
back with who? Who? Come on, say it.
On
say it.
9:30 a.m. The Answer, and this is On the Record with Tiffany.
And Kevin.
Yes.
Okay. Hey. Okay. I am personally excited. Today's Tuesday, and Bill Burr, his special on Netflix is coming out today. Bill was messing with me.
We record every Tuesday.
Yeah,
but it airs on Thursdays.
Yes.
So his special would have came out yesterday for those of you who are listening to it on the radio.
Or 2 days ago. Thursday comes out on Tuesday. Anyway, Bill Burr. He's got to be one of the funnest comedians alive. I personally love him, right? So Bill Burr is, for those you know, he's white. He's from like Boston or on some East Coast place right there. But he has this he has this ability to talk about issues the way most of us think about it, right? And so one of his things that he always talks about is, I'm going to call it snowflake culture, right? The snowflake and council culture, to where you can't even have a discussion without somebody getting upset and want to either get you fired, get you canceled from the radio, right? Get you portrayed as sexist, racist, you name it, right? And so that's what the culture has become. So do you think, Tiffany, that let's talk about, because as conservatives, we always talk about those snowflake liberals, and there are a lot of them out there, right? But are we as conservative and Republican, are we too sensitive? No, we're a bunch of snowflakes.
I'm not. I don't know about that.
I think we are.
I'm not.
I think we have just
as many. Because I put up with a whole lot of stupid crap that people say to me.
But I think we have just as many crybaby snowflakes on the conservative
we do
side
on our side.
as we do on the liberal side. And it's easy to point them out because I'm just like, oh my God, that's stupid.
No,
right?
But you asked me if I thought. I thought you were asking me about you and me.
You. Yeah, of course, everybody.
Hey, I didn't know what he was saying. Okay,
but,
he needs to clarify.
One of the things that.
But you're talking. So you're talking about conservatives. Yes, there's a whole bunch of snowflakes. And now, when you're putting out stuff that's stupid, of course you're going to be a snowflake about it. Of course you're going to be a snowflake.
Here's an issue that I think right now that it feels like we can't talk about openly and honestly on the air, right? Is the January 6th hearings. Right?
I don't know why.
Okay, hold on.
Because there are Republicans that have stood up and said this is nonsense.
Right? And so and this is important. I'm bringing it up because I had a friend that came to me, right? He's a Democrat.
Because it is nonsense.
Wait a minute. And he was like, how can you be a Republican and you guys stormed the what? You stormed the Capitol.
No, we did not storm it.
We didn't storm it.
We did not do not.
We're with the group that was involved with it. They bear our name. So
no.
But anyway,
no.
So on on what happened, right, is that and my reply to him was, but it's Republicans who are standing up against this.
Yeah, because
every person that's given a testimony has been Republican.
Yeah,
every person that stood up and did the right thing was a Republican.
Yep,
they weren't bowing at the feet of the Trump train as people are doing right now in the party, because that's going to come to an end at some point.
Because wrong is still wrong.
So for me, the things that I loved about the party, and I still love about the party, were highlighted on this hearing.
And people standing up for what's right.
Those are all Republicans and conservative Republicans.
Who were
who believe that the Constitution is God-inspired.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Those are the individuals who stood up and said, what was right. And in history, right, they're going to be remembered as the people who stood up and who did what was right. And so for me, that's the point that I think a lot of people are missing in the party, is that those are Republicans. These aren't yesterday Republicans. These aren't Republicans who just decided a couple days ago or a couple of years ago. We're talking 5-6 decades of being a Republican.
And haven't given their lives to the values that we claim to hold.
Free elections, having process and due process and procedure.
And there were people, speaking of free elections, there are Republicans throughout the electoral process. And so to say that we were just standing there and letting people steal an election is a BS statement.
Hey,
I almost said it.
Whoa.
I almost said it. It's a nonsense statement to make.
Yeah.
in any forum, anywhere.
Exactly.
Because we have historically and will continue to be those of us who hold dear to what this is supposed
All
to
right,
be.
don't get too preachy.
We have always been true to telling the truth.
Yep.
And here come a group of crazy right-wing fools lying on
So are you telling me
and allowed to lie.
Hold on. Are you telling me
And then lie on us.
So you're a Democrat? That's what you tell me?
Shut up.
So, but that's
Knock
the
it off.
response, right? That if you stand up
Yeah,
for
they
what was
want
true.
to come at you with these tropes.
Yeah, that you
and try and
right.
mow you down with this bull.
Okay, so
You know, but I got something for you because y'all are full of anyway.
Okay, so that is the craziness that I think that people are out there saying there's my truth and your truth.
No,
isn't.
there is not.
There is.
There's truth and there's bull.
All right, Tiffany, you go on, girl. You got a sermon. We're gonna set you up
I'm
on
sorry.
Sundays.
Go ahead. And go
Chapter
ahead.
and verse. What we got going on here.
That's what. Go ahead.
But
That's why when you get on with your friends who lean far to the right, I'm ready to kick them in the head and go on about my business.
but
That's why God made me 5'3", because He already knew that there would be some furniture moving.
But the question is, do we have a bunch of snowflakes in the party? And
Yes.
I say yes, we do.
Heck
right?
yes.
Because right now the idea is
because truth is
But
for
how do you-
them they don't hear truth.
But here's what
they do not hear it.
But here's what we have substituted now. That's your view, and that's my view. No.
No, it's
There's
not
truth.
your view and
We
my
can-
view. It's the truth, and it's bull.
All right, so
Truth versus bull, and you know what the extra piece of that is.
whoo! All right, Tiffany, how you feel about that? But in the
just
culture,
told you.
so we started off about Bill Burr, ended up triggering my wife. But here's the reality, right? Is that we have right now we have a culture in which everybody is super sensitive about any discussion that you bring up. Right, and I use this for an example. So I'm trying to make sure I don't put out names or tell too much of the story. So I have several friends, right? And I'm gonna pull some of my white friend stuff. I have white friends.
So this doesn't make me racist. I got some friends who are white. Go ahead.
So I have a friend. So he and I were talking, right? And so I always want to give people freedom to challenge me and speak their minds, right? And so he was giving me this insight on how he viewed things as a white person, right? In particular, how do you address the issue when we're talking about race, et cetera, right? And so we're going through this, and his comment was, he always says, "And what next, Kevin? Like, what are we going to do about this, right?" And so we were particularly talking about the issues of slavery and it being taught in the school systems and everything. And so as we were going through this discussion, he was like, "Yeah," he goes, "I believe we should talk history, right?" But then he says, "And what next? What next? Should people just feel bad? Should your child as a black child feel bad and feel victimized? Should my child, because I'm white, should they feel somehow guilty for something they didn't do?" Right? And I said, no, nobody's saying that. But
history should be taught.
But it should be.
Don't.
But that's how a lot of people will get the analysis right. But it is it's the antidote that they get wrong. What should we do next, right? Mm-hmm. And so what he was telling me, what he saw in his school was that he saw where black kids felt victimized, white kids felt like they were the victimizer. So there's a big victimization thing going around there, rather than actual, hey, these are the facts that happen. But even in the midst of that, we've moved, right? Because black people have only been free in America for the last 50, 60 years by freedom, full citizens, where we can go and do what we want for the last 50 or so years. That's just a fact, right? But he always says, "And what's next?" Right? And so when I looked at that, I thought, yeah, what's next here in the culture? Do I get mad at him and say, he's a racist? No, he's not. He is not that way.
There's nothing wrong with asking what's
next.
Yeah,
what's next?
My statement about history is that history is history. You teach history as it is.
But okay, so let's talk about that.
We shouldn't even have this discussion about critical race theory, all these different theories. You just teach history. It is what it is.
And we move forward
That's
from
all.
that, right? But on the conservative side, we have a bunch of snowflakes, and I said it, so you can call in. We have a bunch of snowflakes out there who somehow believe that you can't have two things true at once. America is still a great nation, but like all people, right? We still
nation
have
has its scars.
imperfections, and we still have policies
Every nation
and
has
things
its
that we
scars.
didn't do right historically, but we're moving forward with that. So to deny that part of it is crazy, right? It's like the other day there was on Twitter. I know Tiffany doesn't do a lot of social media, but I do.
No, I don't.
On Twitter, there was a tour at Jefferson's home, right? Monticello. Did I say that right? Monticello. Anyway, for those of you who are correcting my, I always get nervous around my wife because her speech is better than mine. But they were touring Thomas Jefferson's home, and they were asking questions there. And the tour guide just gave the real deal. Hey, this is what he did that was really right and that he did well on. Here's the crap that he did that wasn't. He gave a balanced view, and I assume this person was conservative. I'm just making an assumption. They accused them of going woke. Right, which in conservative circles is negative connotation. And I'm like, hold up, Snowflake. He just told what the truth was, that Thomas Jefferson, founding father, did some really great things. He wrote well by saying we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, right? But he didn't practice it. He practiced in the slave trade. That's truth, right? And he himself said it was wrong, right? He himself said it was wrong. So that's not woke. That's truth, right? So
it's called history.
It's called history.
It's called history. You report the facts.
So bottom line
that's
is, yes, we have snowflakes.
Yeah.
On our side as conservatives.
It shouldn't be. There should be no argument about history.
Yeah.
You report history. If you're going to talk about a particular subject, then you that is a historical, time period. Then you talk about all the things related to that.
Yep.
that you're presenting. You don't change history.
Yeah.
That's just it. I don't care what name you attach to it, what theoretical practice, whatever. History should be taught as it was. That's all.
All right. And that's On the Record with Tiffany and Kevin.